On this episode, we're discussing whether or not we can turn your property into an Airbnb.
You ask real estate questions, and I answer them. This is the Ask Daniel Los Angeles Show.
Welcome everybody to episode 25 of the Ask Daniel Los Angeles Show. For real estate questions, let's go.
Jessica asks, can I turn my property into an Airbnb?
Turning your property into an Airbnb could be problematic. It really depends on the type of property you have. Single family homes, usually you're fine, check with the city, but condos, that's where the big hiccups are. A lot of the times in the CC&Rs, that's the rules and regulations of the complex, it'll say we don't want you to rent your unit out to anybody for less than a 30-day period. They don't want to turn their complex into a hotel, basically. Anything over 30 days, it's fine. So if you want to do a 1-year lease or month to month, that's okay. So really check those CC&Rs and see what the rules are. If it doesn't mention anything about that, then you're fine to do it. But if it does, you got to stick with those rules.
Alice asks, how come the buyers of my home now have to do a final walkthrough? Isn't their inspection period over?
The inspection of the property and the final walkthrough are two different things. The inspection comes in the beginning of the escrow. That's when they bring their general inspector. They check out what's wrong with the property. The final verification, that comes at the very end. It's actually 5 days before you close escrow. Now they do a walkthrough not to inspect the property, but just to make sure that it's, and this is what it says in the contract, that it is in the same condition as to when they submitted the offer. So now if they come back and now all of a sudden there's holes in every single wall, that's a problem because it's not in the same condition, right? So they basically just do a quick walkthrough. They want to make sure it's in the same condition. If it is, you got nothing to worry about.
Brett asks, I have several trees in front of my house. What issues can that cause to my home?
Trees on your property can cause a lot of damage. So if you got a big tree, you got to check the foundation because those roots can go underneath the house, break up the foundation, and you got yourself a big problem. The other thing is from the house to the street, there's a sewer line that connects, right? The tree has those roots that can go and break up that sewer line. Now you got to dig it up, replace it. That could cost thousands of dollars. So if you got trees, it could be an issue. And here's the thing, there's a bunch of trees that are protected here in California. For example, oak tree, which is everywhere around here, they're protected. You can't do anything about it. You can hug the tree, you can kiss the tree, but do not remove the tree.
Rick asks, I see a lot of properties on the market say BOM. What does that stand for?
BOM stands for back on market. Now, you usually see this when a home was on the market, then they went into escrow, and now it's back onto the market. And what usually follows that BOM is BOM at no fault of seller or BOM at no fault of home. And they're letting the buyers know up front that, hey, the seller is still committed to selling this home. It had nothing to do with them, and it had nothing to do with the property being, bad. It all had to do with the buyer. And sometimes it's the financing or cold feet or whatever the case might be. But BOM stands for back on market. That is it for episode 25 of the Ask Daniel Los Angeles Show. If you want to see the fees that we charge to sell a property, go to flexiblecommissionlisting.com. You keep asking real estate questions, and I'll keep answering them.